These countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal.
What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And what can I say, man? Look, you can hate on the president all you want, right? Don't have to agree with him politically, think he's a dick. I don't care. I've made it very clear. Whoever's in that office, right? Don't mess with my money. Leave my pew-pews alone. And I'm pretty amenable, man. I don't care about anything else. I really don't. But one thing I do care about is letting people get a leg up, right? And free trade, or having the ability to make products here that provide jobs, that don't move all of the production out of this country, obviously is important. As somebody that works in the defense industry, I can see how important that is. I don't know whether you know this or not, and I know this came out this week, but a lot of stuff that the United States military gets and uses, including contractors like myself, comes from China. That sucks. We should be making that stuff here. That said, I want to talk to you guys about a couple of different things. I am considering taking and launching a regular news channel, not just automotive, because I know I sprinkle in some regular news that loosely relates to automotive here. But if I did do the news thing directly, it wouldn't be here. I would have to actually invest the money to get the appropriate thing and then bring on some people that have differing opinions and voices. Because here's the thing. News sucks if you're in an echo chamber. Okay? You gotta have common sense too, right? You can't just drink the Kool-Aid on one side or the other. Period. End of story. And I'm seriously considering doing that. And if you would like that, let me know in the comments by putting yes, news channel, like regular news channel. Think like Philip DeFranco or old school SourceFed. If you've been on YouTube for a long time, you remember SourceFed. We would try to make it fun. We're not going to take it seriously. This ain't going to be like Newsmax for YouTube or Fox News. We're not doing that. But we would have experts on from time to time, and with our connections and the people that we know and the money that would be behind it, we'd be able to get the appropriate people on, just like you'd see on the news. So if you'd like to see that, let me know. It would take me about 24 to 48 hours to actually launch a channel that would probably rapidly raise to 50 to 100,000 subs, probably really quickly, faster than automotive, just so you know. If that's interesting to you, let me know. Getting into this video, I saw this clip, this segment over on Fox News, and it made sense because it got into the crux of the issue. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I did videos that came up in the morning because the market was up like 1,400 points because somebody had leaked early that the tariffs would be paused for 90 days. Now that's somebody in the administration or somebody that works in the White House most likely had their ears on, heard that being discussed in a meeting and then leaked it. And the market responded. You saw like a 1,400 point swing before the market went back, right? And then we wake up this morning, and what does Trump say first thing in the morning? Now is the time to buy. If you were like me, even before he said that yesterday, when the market started going down, I was waiting for it to crater. And when it went down a little bit over 2,000 points, I started buying stuff. One of those stocks that I did buy was actually Stellantis, I believe it, of all things. Because I said if the stock got out below about $8.60, which it did, it went to like, $8.58, I'd buy it. And I set some orders to buy it. at that rate. Needless to say, that stock went well over 10 bucks. I ended up making like 18% or somewhere around there before I sold half of it. Now the rest of it that I own is almost free. It's great. It's great to have almost $1,700 in stock that cost me zero. That's what I got that stock for. Nothing. 10 grand of investment. You know, after my fees and everything else, I have about 1,700 now in that stock that cost me nothing. Zero. Now, if you did pay attention to the markets and you made the right moves, congratulations. I think we're going to see bigger moves. Now, here's the thing. Full disclosure, it is 1:38 in the morning. That means it's about 4:38 on the East Coast. The market is probably going to open, and I'm not even going to sleep tonight because I want to wake up in the morning and I want to see what the trading is going to be like, because I got other stuff I'm going to sell that I bought if it jumps super high. So I think the market would have went higher. We had the highest day of trading, the highest increase. Now, granted, I know that the market was pushed down, and I've seen all the comments about, oh, they manipulated the market. We don't care. I don't want to hear that. He's negotiating trade deals, tariffs, period. I've seen the crap from Adam Schiff. What a scumbag, in my opinion. I've seen the stuff from my own representative here in Las Vegas, from Horsford. Look, man, why don't you focus on not sleeping around on your wife and actually focusing on things in Congress? You wanted to berate the person that was in front of you today in Congress, and you had no notes. You looked like a fool, because as it was time for your time to start talking to the representative from the administration there, you had nothing to say. All you could do is just make hyperbole and say, what the F? Checkmate. One thing I can tell you for the other side is this. If you're against the president and the policies of the president, you're going to continually be made to look like a fool. If you don't create your own policies and things that you're willing to stand on and push, you're going to consistently look like a dumbass. I don't know how you haven't figured this out yet. The guy has been around in politics now for going on 12 friggin' years. This ain't difficult. He literally suckered you in the media to talk bad and do all this other crap, and then he hits you right in the friggin' mouth. And now you look stupid. The biggest video, the biggest clip, the biggest thing for me of the day was watching the Democrats' faces in Congress as their phones were doing this. Bzz, 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 bzz. And they're there to interrogate this dude about tariffs, right? To have a hearing about tariffs and all this. Bzz, 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 bzz. And they're literally, they're watching the market go up 1,200 points, and they don't know why. You start seeing this. You start seeing people putting in AirPods. People got up out of the hearing to walk out so they could make phone calls. Didn't even come back in the hearing. Why? Congratulations. You played yourself. You played yourself. You fell right into the trap and got okey-doked. The biggest thing I can say for this, especially for the other side, find policies and things you can stand on. The more that you are just reacting to whatever the president does, if your policy is we're just going to react to whatever he does, you're going to lose. You're also going to get your ass kicked in the midterms, and you're never going to come back to power. Period. It's over with for you. Find things that you will stand on that 70% of the country agrees on, and you'll have a shot. But if you don't, you're going to continue to look like a dumbass. Anywho's, I want to roll this clip so you guys can see this, because I thought it literally hit the trifecta of the okie doke. China did exactly the same thing that the Democrats did. They fell for the okie doke, the banana in the tailpipe, the bend over and grab your ankles, because that's exactly what happened. Roll it.
Trump told you this morning it was a great time to buy. Did you listen? If you did, you're rich.
The markets right now are extremely good.
The stock market had its best day in American history. The president announced he's pausing reciprocal tariffs for 90 days on every country and dropping all tariffs to 10% on all countries except China.
These countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir.
We saw the successful negotiating strategy that President Trump implemented a week ago today. It has brought more than 75 countries forward to negotiate. It took great courage for him to stay the course until this moment. And what we have ended up with here, as I told everyone a week ago, they're in this very spot, do not retaliate and you will be rewarded. So every country in the world who wants to come and negotiate, we are willing to hear you. This was his strategy all along, and that you might even say that he goaded China into a bad position. They responded. They have shown themselves to the world to be the bad actors, and we are willing to cooperate with our allies and with our trading partners who did not retaliate. It wasn't a hard message. Don't retaliate. Things will turn out well.
Many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here. You tried to say that the rest of the world would be moved closer to China when in fact we've seen the opposite effect. The entire world is calling the United States of America, not China, because they need our markets, they need our consumers, and they need this president in the Oval Office to talk to them. And that's exactly why more than 75 countries have called, because the United States of America is the best place in the world to do business. And as the president has shown great courage, as the secretary has said, in choosing to retaliate against China even higher.
A deal can be made with every one of them. A deal's going to be made with China. A deal's going to be made with every one of them. And there'll be fair deals. I just want fair. They will be fair deals for everybody. But they weren't fair to the United States. They were sucking us dry.
I'm advocating 400%. I do business in China. They don't play by the rules. They've been in the WTO for decades. They have never abided by any of the rules they agreed to when they came in for decades. They cheat, they steal IP. I can't litigate in their courts. They take product, technology, they steal it, they manufacture it and sell it back here. I want Xi on an airplane to Washington to level the playing field.
Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, Crazy Nancy, they've wanted to do this for years, but they never had a president that had the guts to do it, because it does take guts. So just be cool. It's going to work out.
WTF? Who's in charge?
The President of the United States is in charge.
If you came here knowing that you were going to be turned off, that these tariffs were going to be turned off, why didn't you include that in your opening statement? Why didn't you reference that as part of your testimony?
Simple, Horsford, because he wanted to make you look like a friggin' ass. Mission accomplished.
Well, I don't disclose my conversations with the president, sir.
If it's not market manipulation, what is it? Who's benefiting? What billionaire just got richer? WTF?
The shrill voices that you're hearing this week about tariffs are the same scoundrels and frauds who never thought twice about when the United States lost 90,000 factories and plants. Think of that, 90,000. The same people now telling me about how to deal with China are the ones who sold out America for decades to China. I'm proud to be the president for the workers, not the outsourcers, the president who stands up for Main Street, not Wall Street, who protects the middle class, not the political class, and who defends America, not trade cheaters. I know what the hell I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and you know what I'm doing too. That's why you vote for me.
I mean, I really can't say it any better, right? I think that was epic. Epic. And now China's sitting at 125% tariff, and as you see in the segment there, yes, tankers are turning their ass around in the Pacific and going back, costing money, losing money. That stuff's not going to come in, which also, by the way, it does also keep a drug that starts with the letter F out. I'm 100% pro that. I grew up in Boston. I lost friends as a kid that, to horrible drugs like heroin. So, or that other drug starts with an F that you can't say on YouTube. So, look, is everything that this president's going to do or his administration going to be perfect? No. But look at the record. So for my friends that are also, I'm a libertarian. So everybody tries to, oh, he's a MAGA guy. He's a liberal. I'm not. I'm not a Republican. I'm a libertarian, maybe slightly conservative. Here's my thing. It comes down to a couple things, right? For me, it comes down to a couple things. Look, if you're a Democrat, look at the things that the leaders in your party said 10 years ago. Literally 10 to 15 years ago. I can show you Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. I can show you the patriarchy of the Democrat Party. And the things that they said 10 to 12 years ago are the things that the current president is saying now. From immigration to financial policy to China to trade. So either you don't agree with the leaders of your party on the Democrat side, or your party's got so old that they're senile and psycho, and now the only guy that has common sense happens to be on the other party. I don't know. I don't like to get into politics a lot here, but when it comes to trade and automobiles and cars and parts, sometimes it's unavoidable. That's why I said I'm thinking about doing that news channel. I think if we did that, just speak my mind. You either like it or you don't. I don't give a shit. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What did you think about this segment from Jesse Waters? I think it makes a lot of sense. I think China has boxed themselves in. I think Xi Jinping does not have any cards to play here outside of militarily. And if he does that, I can tell you as somebody that's a defense contractor that deals in the defense industry, yes, China does make a ton of weapons and they make a lot of stuff that's supposedly as good or close to ours. But I can tell you countries that have bought Chinese equipment, woof, they don't buy it again. That's all I'm going to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
Whoopee!